Alrighty, welcome to Unreal Engine Indy. I'm going to show you how I used blueprints and C++ together. Using C++ is great. Of course, you get the benefits of the performance, and plus I just like working in it better than doing things in blueprints. But blueprints is not evil. They're actually a very useful tool, and I'm going to show you how I used it within this project. So if we go here, what I wanted to do was I wanted to have a character that was sleeping, and when the player got close to it, as you can see here by the spear, once the player enters the range, the enemy wakes up and then starts to attacking and starts using the behavior tree. So I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like, and then I'll show you how I implemented everything. So as the player comes up, it wakes up, and then of course if the player gets out of the sphere, out of the range, it goes to sleep. So if we come up here and we attack it, then it will start strafing around. We can block. I don't have any sounds because the player, when the enemy only has attacking and patrolling, it doesn't have any damage capabilities yet. I haven't added that yet, or the notifies in the animation. But as you can see, it strafes around and it attacks. And when you get out of the range, it will go back to sleep. And go out of range, goes back to sleep. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I implemented this, and we will go ahead and start with the animation blueprint. So the animation blueprint, I have sleeping, idle, walk, and run. Of course, the idle, walk, and run, that's just a blend space. Just using the 8-way blend space for that. And the sleeping is just a sleeping animation. And then I had to set up some variables. So I set up these variables here. So when you go from sleeping to idle, walk, run, when the player enters the sphere, and when exits the sphere, it goes back to sleeping. So what I did was I just created down here a variable, and I'm sleeping, and if it's not sleeping, then it will go to the idle, walk, run blend space. And if the animation sleeping is true, then it will go to the sleeping animation. So that's basically how everything's set up with an animation blueprint. And of course the behavior tree, this is the behavior tree, and if can see player is places the AI state into attack, and we will chase the player. It changes the min-max speed. This is just a service that I wrote in C++. Is player in range? That's another service in C++. Find player location, that's done in C++. Focus player and chase the player. And is player in range? We do the melee attack, and then we wait. And then we come over here to strafe. And as player in range, we'll go ahead and strafe. And this strafe again is a custom decorator I wrote in C++. It just strafe chance value. So basically it just scores it from 1 to 10. So if it's higher than 5, it will go ahead and strafe again. And this is just a random range that I did. So, and if it's below 5, then it won't. It'll just go back to attacking. So that's why you see it sometimes strafe more than once. And of course the strafe, I'm just running an EQS system, and it's a cone that where it will strafe to the left or right of the player. It doesn't go behind, it just stays in front and goes in a cone area that's in front of the player, and then move to the location. So that's basically the behavior tree and the blueprint. So I could have done this in C++. However, the great thing about blueprints, sorry, it's morning time, drinking my coffee. So the great thing about blueprints is that you can throw something together real quick and prototype it. Like, I just wanted to see what this looked like. And I could have just done it in C++. Of course, it would have taken me longer. And I just wanted to get it working to see how it would play and what I needed to do. So later on, I'm going to transfer all this into a C++. So at begin play, I'm going to check to see if I set two variables, sleeper enum blueprint reference and a Viking character reference. So these are just two reference variables. And I just did if animation blueprint reference is valid, then we go ahead and disable the movement and we set the enum sleeping state to true. So if it's not valid, then we'll cast to the animation blueprint, and then we'll set the animation blueprint reference and then set the animation sleeping to true. So that's when it at the event begin play, because you want the enemy to be sleeping when the game starts. Now, to begin overlap, this is just an on component begin overlap. Get the Viking character reference, check to see if it's valid. If it's not valid, then I cast to the character blueprint, and then I set the Viking character reference. And then what I just do is play montage. This is the sleeping awake montage, and after that I check to see if the animation blueprint reference is valid. If it's not, then I go ahead and cast it and set it. If it is valid, then character movement I set to walking. Set movement mode to walking because I want it to be able to walk, to use the behavior tree to strafe. And enum sleeping is false on the animation blueprint variable. And of course the end overlap, on component end overlap, basically the same thing as begin overlap except for it's reversed for the montage and disable movement. So I just check to see Viking character reference is valid, disable movement. If not valid, I cast to the character reference and I disable the movement. I play the montage. Montage is just go to sleep. And the sleeping enum blueprint reference, if it's not valid, I cast to it and set it, and then I set the animation set to sleeping. And this is just a quick blueprint that I threw together. I just wanted to test it to see what it played like and what it looked like. And then what I can do is take this later on and then put it into C++. I'm not all that great with blueprints, so I feel more comfortable doing things in C++, just because I've been a software engineer as a career, and now I'm getting into developing games, and I've been working with Unreal for about a year. So C++ and blueprints together are amazing. It's something that I think everybody should learn, and it's quite easy to get into. I'm going to go ahead and do some tutorials for beginning C++ within Unreal. So I just threw this blueprint together to get a prototype working. It does work. You can actually just leave it in the blueprints, because really the only thing I'm doing is playing a montage and setting the variable. And that's it. I'm just playing two montages and setting the variable. Is the enemy sleeping or not? And that's basically it. That's how I put everything together. And we'll go ahead and play it again as it wakes up. It has that little jerking I need to get I need to fix. But the strafing, as you can see, it's strafed twice. That's just the decorator chance that I put in. And that's basically it. So now I just need to get the damage set, and that's just setting the animation notifies, and that's all I need. So thank you very much. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment down below, and let me know what kind of stuff you think I should go over. That's it. Bye.